Hey guys, my name is Brian Skinner from secretsofsushi.com, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about the Tekken Yoshimasa Josaku Yanagi. This knife was sent to me for free by Kaheji.com to review as they debut their new website. Kaheji orders all of their knives from Sakai, Japan. A little history about Sakai, Japan is that they are world-renowned for their steel blacksmithing craftsmanship. Historically, they're known best for making steel tools, muskets, and at a later date, cutlery. In fact, most professional chefs in Japan use Sakai blades. First, I'm going to open up this beautiful box that the knife came in. Right out of the box, this is a gorgeous knife. I can tell by looking at the back of the knife that this knife has actually been pre-sharpened and is ready to use in making sushi. This is a 240mm or 9.5-inch blade, and it's made out of white steel number 2. White steel number 2 is the preferred steel quality for making Japanese knives, and the number 2 refers to how much carbon is in the steel, with the number rating starting at 1 being the highest amount of carbon that can be put into steel, and the lowest rating being 3. Number 1 steel is able to retain the sharpness of its edge for the longest, but it's also the most brittle, versus number 3 has the least amount of carbon in it, which means that while it may not be as brittle and it's less likely to chip, it also doesn't hold its edge for very long. So white steel number 2 is the preferred steel for making sushi knives. The bolster of the blade is made from water buffalo horn, and the wood handle itself is made out of ichi, or yew. And I specifically requested that the handle be made in the octagonal shape. I wanted to see how the octagonal shaped handle compared to the D-shaped handles of my other knives. At first I thought using an octagonal handle would be kind of weird, but it actually feels pretty good in my hand. One of my favorite things about this knife is that it's made to order. So I actually had my last name hand engraved into the back of the knife. So this says Sakine. The front of the knife has the brand name engraved, so this says Tekken Yoshimasa. While the knife is gorgeous right out of the box, I do need to give you guys the disclaimer that this is made of white steel number 2, which means it's highly reactive. Highly reactive steels require a lot more upkeep to make sure that you don't get any rust in the blade itself. So when I say it's highly reactive, I mean that if you leave any kind of water or any kind of, especially citric acid, on the blade itself, it will start to rust very, very quickly. So it's really important that you keep your knives clean and dry as often as possible. Okay, let's test the sharpness of this knife. Alright, so I have a sheet of standard white printer paper, and I'm going to use this printer paper as a test to see how well the edge of the knife bites into a piece of paper. So what I mean by that is that I want to create a very, very small surface area for the knife to grab onto whatever it's cutting and then slice all the way through. So what I'm looking for here is a clean, straight cut from one edge of the paper to the other edge. And ideally, I'm going to use a single draw, a single stroke, and go from what's called the heel of the blade up to the tip. So I'm going to hold the paper at kind of a pinched angle right here just to make sure this edge is nice and rigid. And we're going to start close to the heel and go to the tip. Very nice. So far the knife is doing really well. It seems to glide all the way through the paper without any real issue. And as long as I'm holding the paper within a few inches of where I'm cutting, I feel like it bites really cleanly into the paper. Alright, for my next test, I want to test the sharpness against a Roma tomato. So what I'm going to do is cut the bottom to where it's relatively flat. Ooh, that felt nice. And then I'm going to set the tomato up on its edge. Without holding on to the tomato at all, I want to see if I can make some thin slices using just the sushi knife. Awesome. Let's see if I can get some thin cuts in here. Very nice. Let's see if I can go even thinner. Awesome. Paper thin, but I think we can go even thinner than that. Very good. You can see almost cleanly through that slice of tomato. It looks like the knife is just gliding through it like butter. I don't even really need to hold on to the tomato at all. And it's making very clean cuts. I don't have any of the tomato seeds just spilling out. I don't know if you guys can see how clean of a cut that is, but I'm so far very impressed with how sharp this knife is. Especially that it's coming right out of the box. A lot of sushi knife makers won't do that for you. They'll send you a knife that's relatively sharp, but it's understood that the sushi chef will sharpen their own knife before they use it in the restaurant. But what I like the most about this is that it's already sharp and ready to go right out of the box. And I really enjoy the octagonal handle. I didn't really have any kind of predisposition to using one or the other. I don't really have a personal preference necessarily, but for some reason, the octagonal handle feels like I can get a better grip. All in all, I'm very impressed with this knife. I think it has a fantastic edge on it. I love the craftsmanship. The blade feels really good in my hands, and I think that the price point you're gonna pay for this knife is definitely lower than the kind of quality you're gonna get out of it. So I think this is definitely a great value for the money that you're spending. And I honestly can't see any downsides to using this knife. What I like the most about it is that it is made to order, but I love that you can have your name engraved in the back of the knife, and I feel like the knife is just all in all really good. And what I like the most about the Kaheiji website is that it's specifically made for people looking to buy an authentic Japanese sushi knife. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about buying a sushi knife, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments section below. I know that buying a sushi knife is a big commitment, so I want to make sure that you guys feel comfortable and well educated on the subject before you commit to purchasing a knife, especially one that's going to be imported to you from Japan. My name is Brian Skinner from secretsofsushi.com, and thank you guys for watching.